really, really excited to bring Thomas on the line. Thomas, are you able to hear me? And welcome.
How are you? Can you hear me, Patrick?
We got you. We got you loud and clear now. Listen, thanks very much for doing this, and I know we've got a lot of people excited to hear what you have to say and what we can glean from you today.
Absolutely. No, I'm excited to share it with you guys.
Perfect. So here's what we've got. We've got a few questions for you that we're going to kick things off with, and then we're going to open it up to the legions in the chat. But why don't you just give us some of your story here, Thomas? How did you get started? What brought you into business and being an entrepreneur, and then how did you move into internet marketing and local marketing? If you just tell us your story, if you could.
I think it was around 2010. I had some friends that were business owners that wanted some help, and they knew that I had succeeded very well with our supplement company, and started picking my brain about some things. And there were certain things that I didn't really know that much about local marketing, and that's when I started doing some research, and I found David Sprague's very first system, which was the Blueprint, the MAPS Marketing Blueprint system.
Oh, yeah.
But then really always kind of came back into what David had with reputation marketing, finding that, if you have a bad reputation online, you're wasting a lot of money marketing your company if people are going to look it up and see that you have a bad reputation. So it was kind of, people are putting the cart before the horse a lot in their business, in spending crazy marketing dollars with still having a bad reputation. So that's really kind of how I came full circle from more of a broad-based internet marketing into the local marketing through the help of guys like David Sprague, who's been a tremendous mentor and resource for us.
That's great. That's great. So do you want to talk, can you tell us a little bit about what your client focus is now, and what's an ideal client for you?
Sure. So a few different things. I work mostly with local businesses, but I do some national companies and help them with retargeting, things of that nature. But really, my whole thing is foot in the door strategy. So like my overall sales strategy, I've had really great success with the REST strategy, the REST strategy, which, for anybody new to the mastermind, that training should be coming up pretty soon. I think they lead off with that.
Exactly. Yep. We've done it. Yep.
Yep. So the REST strategy I use mostly, it was through my connections on LinkedIn. And then also straight referrals from businesses we put into the beta programs, where they have to give us at least 3 referrals. That's just kind of how David's, suggests we do it, and it's worked very well.
So, interesting. Let's just pause there for a second. I'd like to hear, can you talk us through, because I know we have lots of folks listening in various stages. So I know there's a lot of folks listening, and they're starting to ask questions. And one of them is, how do you ask for those referrals? Like, is it especially when you first started asking for those kind of referrals, how did you feel? How did you actually word it, Thomas? Can I take you back to that? Because you're probably very comfortable with it now, but I know some people are really scared to ask for it the first few times.
Sure. Very simply, I mean, if you're using Lead Kahuna and you're reaching out to cold leads, if they respond back or you follow up with them after seeing that they've opened your email, they've seen what you have to offer. So whether it be expose video or reputation review video, something of that nature, once they start to engage with you, say, listen, we've got a beta program right now where normally would be, $500 for this video, or $1,000 or even $3,000 video. We right now are doing it for $297. And the only condition on that is that you also give us 3 referrals for other businesses that you may know, business owners that you may know, that we can help them as well. Does that sound fair? Sure, absolutely. And because they typically think about the fair part, especially, is that $297 cost. When they've seen the value of that video already, they don't have any problems giving that referral because they've seen the work that you already do. Does that make sense?
It does, and I find this is probably what I get excited about most when it comes to marketing and doing business, is using these sort of tactics, which first of all provide tremendous value, and we always talk about that in the mastermind, leading with value, but how counterintuitive it is to ask someone to give you something, but the reality is it's a powerful sales tactic because you're showing confidence. You're leading kind of with an expectation of them, and it doesn't feel like the sleazy sales guy trying to get something out of you. Could you just kind of respond to that? And I'd love to hear if you have any kind of other examples where you run into that phenomena, because I always love that situation where you show strength and you're kind of putting a demand on someone else, but it actually helps the sales process.
Absolutely. No, that's a great point. And so what I would say is that, when I'm contacting a business owner, and once I finally get them on the phone, I'll ask them the questions like, what did you think of that video? What do you think about the beta program that we have in place right now? Because I'd really love to work with you, because I can see from your website and from what you've described, and some other people have mentioned a few things online about you, that you're a good business, and we only like to work with good businesses. But here's the thing: we only have a limited number of spots in this beta system, and if I can't get you in right now, I can't promise that that in a week from now we're going to have that spot open. I'm not a high pressure sales guy, so I'm just going to kind of leave it at that. And so here's the thing: when I was doing the research, I know some of your competition. Also, I have a list of your competitors that my team brought up. And so, like Jones Chiropractic that's down the street, I don't know how well you know them or not, but they actually have a pretty good reputation. So I had them next on the list to call. And I'd rather work with you because you kind of had some other, pros that I liked when my staff was reviewing things with us in our team meeting. But unfortunately, with our production to go into video, we need these spots filled. That's why we can keep the lumber so low, because we have so many people coming in at the same time. But just let me know what you think. I mean, I'd rather not work with some other people because it's going to take me a little bit more research to look into them. But that it's just up to you. Sometimes the timing's not right, and maybe we can help you down the line further if there's something else that we can help you with. So typically that right there, as soon as I bring up their competition, they're like, that guy is a this, that, and the other thing, and they have no idea. And when they say that, I said, well, that's interesting. I said, what would you say is your strong point when they have that weak spot? What's your strong point that actually would make a patient want to see you more than that doctor? And then they'll start talking about themselves. When they start talking about themselves, let them talk. Just let them talk. And then when they're finished talking, you just say, "Wow, that's awesome," and you pat their back, and they like that. And that's really all the relationship needs in the very beginning, is mutual admiration. They definitely going to have some respect for you based on the product that you're putting out and that you're offering them something good. But you also have some respect for them in hearing their story, and they love the fact that you're taking an interest in their business, not just trying to sell them something.
Yeah, we've got a comment here from Claudine. Says, "Wow, that's one of the best pitches I've heard. So genuine." And there's so many things you just said here, Thomas, that are really exciting. So one is, when they start talking, let them talk, and then give them that pat on the back. And what's beautiful about this is, you're a business person, you're in business for yourself, and you're talking to someone that's in business for themselves. There is this natural understanding and passion that you both have that's kind of like this unspoken language, but you both understand it. And the fact is that most people we interact with as business people, and business owners, most people don't get them, right? Most people don't get us. We're neurotic. We work all the time, and we get excited about things that other people don't understand. But when you're talking to another person like that, it can really click. So that's really, really good. Yeah. And Liz is mentioning in the chat, yeah, that's what her partner says too, that it really works to get them talking.